find a song and make melody in your heart. Find a song, it'll be your lighthouse, your guiding star. Oh, the right song at the right time will help you through the gloom. Yes, the right song at the right time is like sunshine breaking through. Sing a song, it'll make you happy. Right here, right now. A song can bring you faith. It'll bring you hope. It'll bring you love. A song can make you see that God is so real, and you can rise above. If you can find a song, find a song, find a song. If you can find a song, find a song, find a song. It doesn't matter what you're going through, just sing a song. Turn up the music on your radio and find a song to lighten up your day, to help you find your way. Find it, find your song. It'll bring you faith, it'll bring you love. A song can make you see that God is so real, and you can rise above. If you can find a song, find a song, find a song. Yes, you can now. If you can find a song, find a song, find a song. If you can find a song, find a song, find a song. Yes, you can now. If you can find a song, find a song, find a song. There's a place, there's a time in this world for you and me to erase all the pain, all the sadness, set our minds free. We can know who we are, we can know the truth. We can breathe, we can see, we can feel our destiny when we're touching the stillness, touching the stillness. I can reach down inside to my innermost guide, be still and crushing the stillness. When I pray, close my eyes, turn within, then I let go. No more stress, I feel peace, I feel quiet, I now release. I believe in my heart.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Pride Month, happy Indigenous Peoples Month. Good to be here, good to be part of a community that embraces all people today. So we celebrate this today. We're going to begin. Our musician wasn't able to make it this morning, so we substituted. We're going to do some recorded music. But if I can have Reverend Georgia come up here, it's actually fitting. This week is the week of graduation for schools of spiritual leadership. And we have 5 new graduates. The ceremony is going to take place in San Jose at the Center for Spiritual Living there. But how fitting should 2 ministers be up here this day on ministerial graduation weekend. So in this case, Reverend Georgia is going to be doing prayer and reflection, but also lead us in some recorded music. So we're going to open up with this song here with I'm in the Right Place.
Which is also appropriate because we're starting to kick off our community singing group. And, you're all welcome to join in next week after service. The right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. You can get up and move. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, I'm in the right place, right place,
The right time.
right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Check this every now and then. It sounds
And then
good now.
we're going to go back up to the top. Ooh, I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Come on, like you mean it. I'm in the right place. Come here. Woo! Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Is welcome here. My soul 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 is welcome here. Yours too. Your soul is welcome here. Our souls are 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 welcome here. Are welcome here. Our souls are welcome here. Well, thank you so much for singing with me, and hopefully online, but you know, we are winging it today. Okay.
It's kind of funny, you know, usually musicians, we'd cut him off or something. He just keeps going on and on. I guess you already did. Maybe I'll give you this and you could just push it forward. So, but I thought it was a great song. Our souls are welcome here, because I want you to make sure that your souls are welcome here and that all souls are welcome here. All faiths, gender expressions, orientations, races, cultures, and all people are welcome here. And this month in particular, we're standing strong in our theme, Living in Color, but it's meant to be the colorful expression that everybody has, the unique expressions we are. And we stand strong, affirmed, hand in hand, of affirming that all people are beings of spirit, and their expressions are diverse, and we open to what those expressions are in so many ways, and all are welcome here, especially in this month of Pride Month and other celebrations that are going on this month. We affirm that we are inclusive of all. We'd like to begin with our vision and mission statement. So if you'll look on the screen and read with me. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission statement: we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. And so it is. So we have a number of announcements. I did get that announcement sheet out to you today. If you didn't get one of those, you can get one on the way out, because it's just so many different dates. You can add it to your calendar, as well as you can look on our website for any information. There are sign-up sheets out on the welcome table. I don't know if they got out there, but if not, we'll make sure they're out there. So for different events that are going on. So first of all, next Sunday, Reverend Abigail Shire will be here She's a delightful presence, founder of Sister Spirit, founded Peninsula Center for Spiritual Living, was formerly at Seattle Center for Spiritual Living, and she'll be here to give the talk. And then afterwards, something fun, she and I were talking on the phone this week, and we decided that she recognized, both in Seattle and I recognize here, that there are a lot of questions about life right now. And that she and I just thought we'd sit up here in a panel and talk about ways to stay in the flow, ways to stay in abundance, ways to stay in creativity from our different perspectives we have. It'll be a short panel right after the service. We'll just set up right here and you can ask questions or we'll talk. And in time for us to finish by 12:30, because the sing-along starts at 12:30, so we want to leave time for that. But it'll just be a short time we have together in here. You can get coffee and food and come back in here for that. But then the sing-along happens at 12:30. And then on the 22nd, Ariana and Janet are coming 2 weeks later, and they're starting a new venture where they're speaking more as well as doing their music. So I'm going to be gone that week, and I was going to give them a chance to speak and play music. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, I think it'll be a surprise. You'll want to be here for that. But they're always just such unique people, unique expressions of their music, and I think that'll come through in their speaking as well. So looking forward to watching that online myself. And then on June 10th, on Tuesday night, is the next Pro-Inclusion Napa meeting. Of course, this is the group that is formed in Napa to stand against any kind of racism or hatred, but respond with compassion and love and deeper connection with each other as a community. And this particular time, they're bringing in different guests, but this particular guest, if you know Bailey, she's the founder and chair of the Napa Queer Leaders Coalition and a co-leader of Napa Pride 2025. So if you don't know what's going on for Napa Pride, or if you don't know much about the Queer Coalition, you might come to the meeting just because she's going to get the chance to talk about that. She's an amazing leader, such energy and passion for what she does. I hope that you're able to make, even if you haven't been to any other meetings, you're welcome to come. It's at the Methodist Church Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. So that's facilitated by Joanne Sutro and Laura Keller-Coyote. And we've also had a new emphasis this month on healing. We did a workshop a couple weeks ago on healing. We want to continue doing that. So one thing we're doing, a healing of all, of body, mind, heart, and soul. And so we're having a movie on Friday night the 13th called The Source. And what's interesting, this teacher named Joe Dispenza, he has done these workshops where he's measured people's EKG and heart levels and different kinds of monitors while they're meditating. And he has some remarkable research out now of the effects of meditation. It's presented in this and encouraging you to have a practice and things like that. So I think it'll be fun to hear what the results of the studies have been. Then we have the Green Bag Project on June 15th. This is also Father's Day, and we're going to have some fun that day. I'm going to do a talk on, I have to thinking about, there it is, laughing, loving, and forgiving easily. And another fun thing about that day, this is Sunday, June 15th, is our Not Ready for Prime Time ukulele players from our community are going to play. So this is, so we'll have fun doing that. That's Jean and Harris, and there you are, Diana. I was looking for you, Diana. So that'll be fun to have them play. They're going to do 3 songs, and they're all going to be sing-along songs, so we'll sing with them. That'll be really fun to have them here for that. And then on June 18th is our summer solstice celebration out in the garden courtyard. It's a theme around the fullness of sun, because we're going to do a ritual based on, we'll have an open fire, covered. It'll be safe, I promise. But it'll be about adding to things. Usually we do rituals that are about releasing and letting go. This one's about, because it's the fullness of sun, adding new things that we want to add and create and allow a greater expression of them. So part of just the ritual of the seasons of what summer solstice stands for. Just like our plants are going to be going crazy these days. So, and then we're also starting these healing circles once a month, and the first one will be at the end of the month on June 26th. The information is there on your little flyer. Also, sign-up sheets for the movie, for Solstice, and the circles will be out at the welcome table out there if you're interested in that. And also, I wanted to know, in the end of July is Crush MS. This is our annual event that was co-created by Julie Hare and Kevin Reed because they had MS and they wanted to do something more than just be a victim to the disease, basically. So they started this fundraiser 10 years ago, and so far they've raised $840,000 over the 10 years. And this year their goal is to reach that $1 million level, that bump. And they're well on their way, but they need our help. We've always chosen this fundraiser as an outreach project for us. And so many of us have volunteered for it, supporting it, and they count on this community in particular to staff it. How many people have volunteered at MS at one time or another? So you can see it's a lot of people in this community that have done that. Yeah. How many?
You gotta tell them online. It's almost everybody in the room.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you didn't see it online, almost everybody in the room. So there will be opportunities for you to volunteer. Karen Reed will be here. You'll notice her with her clipboard. And she's the one that has also done so much to help us start Sip and Savor. And I tell you, if you enjoyed Sip and Savor, just multiply that by 5, and that's Crush MS. It's a bigger and bolder and bigger auction and more wine and more everything, bigger food, and it's just a bigger event. And it's critical that we do, if you are able, to help staff that because they count on it, and it's a great cause, and let's help them get over that $1 million this year. So, like I said, just save the date for now. You'll hear more about it, about volunteering, soon. And if you know anybody that might want to buy tickets are on sale now. Just go to crushms.org. That's easy to do. I forgot I had these slides. So just a lot of adventure, a lot of fun in doing that. And I was also going to say that the Peace Poll, thank you for your response. We have rented it out, so to speak, for the rest of the year. So we're good for 2025. You'll hear toward the end of 25, you might hear about it again, but you can see it's gone. It's left the building. So it's going to be at Joe and Jean Mohorovich's house this month. So, and now we'll begin the sacred time of our service with our opening music.
So we'll go right into prayer after the song, just so you know, to let it go deeper into you. It played before. I don't know, maybe it's not on the right slide. And if you've never been to the Crush MS event, it's a beautiful event at Reed Vineyards. Wonderful and fun. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, soul. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Heart. Here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Feeling that moment of our hearts going deeper into our God, the God of our understanding, the God of our heart, that goodness, that love, which is ever present, saturating everything and everyone, everywhere, the very air that we breathe. The goodness of love being pulled in, imbibed, and letting out that overflow to be shared again and again and again. This one spirit, this one love, this one absolute power and source, force and abundance, goodness, always present, without exception. This is what we are each made of. Everyone, without exception. Even if sometimes it seems blurred or darkened, that grain of goodness and love and joy is always present. So knowing that this is the truth of everything, absolutely everything that is known and unknown, everything that is seen and unseen, everyone, everywhere, I claim this time together in remembrance of that absolute truth, that we are goodness, love, spirit itself, ever present. So taking this time together, remember that, to be in community and joy and love, and knowing that no matter how it seems in that place that is so called out there, we are in the oneness, and that all that is confusing or chaos will become clear, will become organized, and will become the expression of love that we know that it is. And claiming this time and this month in remembrance of those for people who haven't always been shown that. We can be that peace and that love and that safe place and bring it with us. So claiming all that goodness, I claim this day as whole, perfect, and complete. And so it is. Thank you for being with us today, online and in person. Personally, I didn't expect today to go this way. But you know what? Actually, in my journey of my faith and in my life this far, I have been prepared, fortunately and unfortunately, for moments like this. And it is that knowingness of the divine already present in myself that I can let go into the imperfection that it is to be me. And I say that in a way to claim that if I don't think that it's perfect the way that I am, or the way that I speak, or the way that I sing, or the way I express, that's just me thinking that. I am already perfect in the divine knowingness. And personally, in my journey thus far to be a minister, that was a part of the big journey for me, was seeing ministers being humans, not up on the pedestal. And that was really what I wanted, to be living my life inside out, as we are sometimes called to do. That it is my humanity to give, to be. And in fact, I was speaking to one of my mentors, Melissa Felipe, yesterday, and saying, you know, this isn't a job that we take. Really, I mean, we were told, some people were told, if you can do anything else, do that. And I don't believe that. The thing that I tell people is, if you take this call, if you say yes to it, do it for you. Because then you're always receiving what it is that you are meant to receive, and you know it. Because even when I'm in service to others, it feels good to me. So even being here, even being, you know, in the moment of change and unknowingness, what seems like chaos, that I can be the prayer for peace, be the prayer for love, and show up even for myself that way. I even had that conversation with my child yesterday. Be the safe space for yourself. And then we can show up that way for others. So I come today to just do that, to just love you all up like I usually love to do. It's always so wonderful to hear everyone's voices. I hope you'll come on the 8th. And you know what? I've got some good songs prepared. And if you want to add some, come tell me. Email me, revgeorgia@nvcsl.com. And come and participate, because y'all did today and you sounded beautiful. And you know, that's really what music is made for. It comes from the celebration of divinity. And to me, that is like our way of bringing ourselves together in voice, in spirit, as we already are. So I think we have another song to do, right? All right, I was waiting for Reverend Jay to come and save me from the end of this portion. I got to save myself. Oh, I don't sing, that's right. Well, I can just get off the stage then, so please enjoy singing.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the clouds. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss. The gift to realize that everything
All
is a
that
gift.
I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart. Aligned in purpose, everything
All
will feel
that I
gorgeous.
all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
Every day I sit and pray cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I give back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan, but there's a million things that I can be grateful for.
So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am,
Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
What a great movie kind of talks about this beauty of gratitude that means so much to me, and I hope it is a practice for you to be aware and open to what life brings us, and we never know. And this particular month, we, as I mentioned earlier, we are united. We have unity in diversity. This being LGBTQ plus diversity, Pride Month, Indigenous Heritage Month, and also the month of Juneteenth celebration, which is the emancipation of African American slaves. And what I want to be clear about, we affirm diversity. And I love this photo because it shows people standing hand in hand in this stand for all people. And it's a firm boundary as far as I'm concerned that we hold clear that we do believe that all people deserve and have the right to belong and have the freedom for all people in this way. I also know it's beyond this, that it's our right, our obligation to embrace all people. But diversity adds to our life, and that's why we like the color theme this year, this month, because it literally adds spice and color to our life. Diversity does. It's just more fun. Can you imagine if the world was all in black and white? I know that's in the physical world, but in the emotional and spiritual and social world, color is the diversity of people that brings greater life. And also, the way science tells us and the spiritual world tells us the way we evolve is through diversity. That it actually is diversity that when there's adaptation, that it creates a new way of living, a new way of being, a way that is sustainable. Diversity makes us wiser, more intelligent, more powerful, more creative. more blessed in so many ways because our life is so much fuller and richer and more colorful, if you want to think of it as that way. So I invite you to wear colors this month. And by the way, many of you are doing a good job already, so way to go. But continue to be colorful, to wear colors. And we proudly hang the pride flag outside our sanctuary because we want to stand strong in this. And we know it as a spiritual principle. There was a philosopher named Heraclitus, and he had this amazing quote. Actually, Heraclitus, not much of his writing is it survived. We only have fragments of it. And one of his fragments says, "From out of the many particulars comes oneness, and out of oneness comes all the many particulars." Now, this is based on the United States motto of out of the many one, even though they had a slightly different, what they thought that meant, what their thought was from many countries, from many regions around the world, it comes to one country. But I still believe in what Heraclitus called it, out of the many come into this oneness, and out of this oneness of all the universe, the many particulars, the many of us, the many diversity, because it is absolutely divine to be diverse, and diversity is divine. We as humans do like predictable the sameness in our lives, but in truth, this uniqueness, it stretches our minds. It creates new pathways, new synapses in our brain when we meet different people. I used to say, I don't say it anymore because now I don't even have those files anymore, but I used to say, when I met somebody unique that I had never met this kind of personality or person, I would say, well, they don't fit into any of the files I have. I don't have those files anymore. Because I mean, there's not enough room in my brain for all the different people, because everybody would have their own file. There's no way to categorize people. But we tend to try and group people, don't we? Oh, they're this and that. But we are so complex. We have so many multifacets of ourselves that we can't fit into one file. Many intersections of our diversity and who we are, and even a person's skin tone or their orientation or their faith doesn't tell everything about that person. There's so much more, and the only way we're going to know is to ask and connect with them. And if you don't have the time or the willingness or whatever to do that because you can't connect with everybody, just let go of the judgments. Don't worry about it because it doesn't apply. You know, just assume it doesn't apply. Now, recently in political and social movements, there's an opposition to this phrase that people keep saying, DEI, which stands for diversity, equity, inclusion, and often the word belonging is often in there also. Now, I think there is a reasonable and understandable debate on whether scholarships, employment, or contracts are awarded solely on one's race or culture. Now, I think there's merit on both sides of that. There's a lot of personal opinions about it, but I'm not going to talk about that today. That's not what my focus is today. I'm talking about a place where all people belong, and that diversity is honored, and that I would want to make sure that we always have a place for all people to be in here, a safe place, a haven. I know during this Pride Month I'm reminded of how much I admire the clarity and courage of our LGBTQ individuals that I have met and how they show up fully in this world when the world doesn't want them to show up fully. There was a time when the police were tasked in the 60s to go find men wearing colorful clothing and arrest them. That's sad. And it's interesting because when in the, when was that? Probably 80s, early 80s. I was working in restaurants to work my way through college, late 70s, early 80s. And I met a lot of gay men in those restaurants. Matter of fact, the first restaurant I worked at, it was an entry level, this Mexican restaurant right in the middle of the gay neighborhood, is what, Cedar Heights in Dallas. And I was the only straight white guy working there. But after, we got off at a reasonable time, the bars were still open, and I'd often get invited to the drag shows that were so fun. Oh my God, they were fun. And I go, why am I so afraid to live fully? These people they have everything to be afraid of, and they're just being themselves, even more than themselves. They're being outrageous and flamboyant and just having fun. And like, I'm still stuck in this I'm afraid to be who I am out here in the world. It's like, oh my God, get over it, Jay. Get over it. So this is to live this life fully has always been an inspiration to me. The courage of our LGBTQ and other, gender expressions, gender identities, non-conforming genders, then their willingness to explore that. And what I want to do is to open up to this in a greater way, in a greater life that we have. That we can be this creativity and this presence that's always here. Now, when I talk about this way that that we open up to diversity, that we open up to people, and I'm talking about all kinds of people. And last night, I was at an event for Crush MS. It was a preparation for the event. And so Kevin Reed and Julie Hare began this organization, began this fundraiser. And Julie Hare on your right side, she gave a little talk that I was so impressed with. She talked about how MS, when she was first diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, she lost her identity. She didn't know who she was anymore. She had a sense of it, but she just went to ground zero and was confused about who she was and what she was doing in the world. But then she began to get support around friends who loved her, who saw her as the same person, and maybe even greater, because I'm not saying it was easy after that, because she and many people that have MS have many different challenges of different kinds. And through all that, she was supported by people, including many people in this community. She is part of this community. And she felt that support. And when she started the Crush MS, she realized that, okay, there's this term disabled, right? She just had different abilities. She wasn't disabled. She had lots of abilities left. And she used her creativity and her love and her organization and her network of people to establish this fundraiser. And what that ended doing, she said, reinvented who she was, reimagined who she was, regenerated who she was, gave her meaning in her life. And guess what? Her willingness to do that has given us meaning too. I was inspired by her message last night. Touched deeply by it. And realized that we all have multiple ways of doing things. And that's the thing, when we pigeonhole somebody into a box, that they are this, or we exclude them because they're that, then we're leaving out the possibility of newness, of a new way of doing things, a new openness. And this is what living in color is about. It's about an openness to a greater expansion of our life, a greater life than we know it, when we're willing to see what is out there. There's a great movie called, it was back in the, I think, in the maybe 90s, I guess it was, called Pleasantville. And it was a sci-fi drama that, if you remember it, about a television show that shot in the 50s. It was in black and white. And somehow these two teenagers transported into the sitcom, and it was still all in black and white, including them. But they began to introduce the people of Pleasantville to different, changing gender stereotypes, and about being authentic, and about art and music and culture, and they started turning color. They started first their face, and then their clothes and different things. And so this, in a way, is symbolic of the color that comes forth in our lives when we're willing to be open to new experiences and new ways of doing things and opening up to this way. So we are embracing all people, encouraging authenticity, exposing us to new ideas, new ways of doing things, and we in turn in our life are doing the same thing, that we're not letting other people define who we are, but finding the authenticity of who we are. And as I mentioned, the intersection of who we are is also so incredibly beautiful, actually, to find out the many ways, and some ways that I connect with a person, like we have common ground, but there's other things that are different than us. And if you think of the Venn diagram, like the ones up here, so you have different colors. The circles, where they come together, it changes color. And it's a complexity of who we are. Ernest Holmes said that his vision is to come together in like the puzzle piece that we are, multicolors, not to blend. Sometimes I don't like that word melting pot, because I don't want to be all one color. I don't want to melt into one color. I don't want to be one. I want to be diverse. Yes, we're in this oneness, but let's celebrate the diversity we are and have been and always. And Ernest Holmes talked about how that all can be free from discord in our lives. And it should be considered right to live and to enjoy living, to be well, to be happy, and to express freedom. And it's in accord with divine law and wisdom. It's natural. It is more than natural. It is about evolution if we're willing to live it this way. And we know that there is a certain fabric of freedom, if you want to call it that. Throughout history, people have used fabrics as expressive symbols to communicate ideas and forms of resistance. Gandhi re-brought back the idea of the spinning wheel as part of the Indian freedom from the British oppression, because they could knit their own clothing and not have to buy clothing that was manufactured by the British. It was a form of independence, but also the beauty that they were able to do, the color by this simple cotton weaving that was a certain kind. It was kind of rough and irregular, and that's what made it beautiful. And it became a symbol of their independence. So we also know that during the 60s, there was tie-dye. There was a movement to go back. Some people were Indian, meaning like Eastern Indian, and African clothing. And a lot of the LGBTQ pride came with color, with parades and drag shows, and just an aliveness that comes in there. And the clothing can be our freedom to express ourselves the way we want to. And if you want to wear black and white, that's fine. If you want to wear color, it's fine. It's what you are expressing from within. We also know that we can find hope in the rainbow, to go over the rainbow, so to speak. You know, the rainbows are kind of universal. You see one and you smile. There's a sense of hope that you have. And some of that is out of the story of, I don't think it's out of the story of the Bible. I think if we just see a rainbow, we're joyful. But there's a story in the Bible about Noah, and when the rains had finished, there was a rainbow, which was the promise. It was the hope that God was still with us as long as we were obedient. I think the whole obedient thing is oversold in the Old Testament. You know, there are so many things in the Old Testament that There was nobody there to witness it, but somehow there's an account of it. So I don't know how that exactly happens. And there's so many things that are allegorical in the Bible. I don't believe that there's a God out there that tests us to see if we're going to be obedient or not. I think there's a constant flow of guidance from the universe that guides us and reminds us, that encourages us and allows us space to do it. I remember one point in my life, I received some guidance and I just said, God, I can't do that right now. And there was this voice, there was this internal knowing, go, okay, so if you're not willing to do this, then this is the best way to do it. What? Wait a minute. Wasn't I just obedient? Wasn't the lightning supposed to flash down or some rain or flood happen? There was none of that. No punishment. Just like, okay, so you can't do that right now. It was a real acceptance. How about this? I can do that. Okay, do that then. It's that God is always with us, and I think that's the story that we have that we can buy into. And what's interesting about the over the rainbow symbology, so what's the other movie that started in black and white and went to color? The Wizard of Oz. That's right. So Dorothy started in the black and white of Kansas and then moved into the color of the world of Oz and the beauty of that. And for a lot of gays and lesbians, they adopted the over the rainbow idea into their flag, that each color stood for different values and different strengths, as well as it's begun to expand to pull in different expressions, and including different races as well. There was even a thing among gays and lesbians that in the early days in the 60s, when it wasn't safe to be out, that they would say they were a friend of Dorothy. Have you ever heard that or not? So it's kind of a code for, oh, I'm a friend of Dorothy too, I guess. So what's important to know in the Bible is that Jesus said nothing about being gay or lesbian, no condemnation at all. The only passage that some people who believe in that is one passage that he talked about a marriage between a man and a woman. And you need to know that this was in the Jewish culture. And the Jewish culture, the only reason to get married was to have babies, to procreate. And so you had babies. You had Mary, who was already pregnant, and she got married because she was going to have a baby. It was in that way. So if you weren't going to have babies, you didn't have to worry about being married. And some of the passage in the Old Testament talked about, first of all, they never say anything about women lying with women being a problem. But they do say a man can't lie with a man because it would be a waste of the chance to procreate, because they wanted to get more culture, more community, more people there. And it was not a sin. It was just a waste. Come on, we need more babies. And so the other thing I know that is indigenous that's been a long time is that Native Americans have long celebrated two spirits, which are a combination. They carry both male and female sensibility, and it's called a double vision. They're gifted with, they can see things through a masculine and feminine lens, and often they're honored in their community as healers, as medicine people, as visionaries, because they have this extra ability. And as far as history has gone, there has been histories of gays and lesbians, so it's not just suddenly something new that somebody created, that it's some sort of liberal, agenda kind of thing. It's a natural way of being. So there's ancient pictures of two spirits. We also know that the color of joy can emerge if we allow it. Joy is not something we can create or manifest or affirm. It happens naturally. If we let go of our attentions and we create space for it, joy happens. I know that there's times that that are hard for there to be joy, when there is sadness in our lives, when there is challenges in our lives with a relationship. What's important is what Jack Cornfield talked about, to take a seat. To take a seat in our spiritual practice and meditation and prayer. To take a seat in just our willingness to feel, to contemplate, to look for gratitude, for opening, for the color, for the joy. And what I know about the joy I've experienced in my life, I've always found Kahlil Gibran's, well, before I do that, let me say something. I wanted to say one more thing today. That today, out of grief, out of our discontent that happens, often great things can come out of this. I talked earlier about having, when I worked in restaurants, a lot of the gay men I worked with, a lot of them are no longer alive because right after that the AIDS epidemic happened. And out of that tragedy, as hard as it was, out of that grief born the California AIDS riots, that and there was lots of color there. There was lots of joy, lots of happiness, even in this sadness, even in this tragedy, because they felt they were doing something. It's not an easy ride. 5 days, 545 miles. But what's amazing about, since it started in 1994, they've raised $300 million. $300 million. And mostly because of that money and other donations, AIDS has become less of a debilitating disease. There are treatments for it. And so because of that, the fundraising has gone down, participation has gone down. So this will be the last year that there's an AIDS life cycle. And it started today from San Francisco. And so for the next 7 days, please hold those people in prayer for safety and security. And we actually have somebody in our community, or the son of Michelle Wilson, Casey, and his girlfriend, Allie, are writing. And they left today, I assume. Did you hear from them at all? They're gone. They've been training, and so the practitioners have been holding Casey and Allie in prayer, and really we hold all of them in prayer, knowing that's well. And that's what I find about this joy and grief can be like two sides of the same coin. Because we can find joy in our grief, and sometimes there's sadness in our joy. And this is the poem that I wanted to read by Gibran, Kahlil Gibran, that has been a source of inspiration for me. He says, "Your joy is your sorrow unmasked. The same well from which your laughter rises was oftentimes filled with tears. How else can it be? The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain." The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it only that which has given you sorrow, that has given you joy. And when you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you'll see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. So a willingness to feel, a willingness to see the colors of life even when they are uncomfortable, even when they are a challenge to feel. Just allowing us to be in this way, in this creative way. Let's go to prayer. What I know in truth, there is a greater life, a greater goodness that is Spirit itself, and that we are one with it. And I know the Spirit.
May I be filled with loving.
We are moving today in whatever way we can. That we accept ourselves right where we are, and we accept all those around us right where they are. As we open to a greater life, even when it's uncomfortable, I know Spirit is moving through us to bring us comfort and love and joy and peace right where we are. For that is the nature of Spirit. It continues to expand in us, diversify us, and allow us to have these colorful experiences now and always. And for this, I'm grateful. And so it is. All right. I wanted to play another video. You can come up. That is pictures you will recognize, but it's the loving kindness meditation that we talked about last week.
Kindness, may I be well, may I be peaceful and at ease, and may I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness, may I be well, may I be peaceful and at ease, and may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness, may you be well, may you be peaceful and at ease, and may you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness, may you be well, may you be peaceful and at ease, and may you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness, may we be well, may we be peaceful and at ease, and may we be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness, may we be well, may we be peaceful and at ease, and may we be happy. I am filled with loving kindness, I am well, I am peaceful and at ease, and I am happy. I am filled with loving kindness, I am well, I am peaceful and at ease, I am happy. I am filled with loving kindness, I am well, I am peaceful and at ease, and I am happy. I am happy. I am happy.
Theo loved that song just because it's celebrating the color of the world, but also celebrating the color of this community. So thank you for being open to all. Thank you. This time in our service, when we invite you to be part of the law of circulation, there's many ways to donate. We appreciate your support of our vision and mission. If the ushers could come forward, please. We know that this reciprocal idea that I was talking about last week of giving and receiving and being grateful is things that just open up our heart, open up our way of being. So thank you for being a part of that. If you will take your hand and put over your heart to represent that which you've given in the past, the present, or will in the future, and repeat the affirmation on the screen. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is.
Okay, we're all going to get our singing in today, right? I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, so blessed, so blessed for all that I have.
I am so blessed.
So blessed, blessed, I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed, so blessed, so blessed, grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, so blessed, so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Oops, out of order here. Okay, here we go. This time in our service, we also like to acknowledge anybody who might be here for the first time. We'd like to give you a card of welcome as well as acknowledge you. Anybody here for the first time? Well, if it is your first time in a while, we also welcome you, and we welcome all of you. So we will raise our hands in this blessing. For any of you, for those online today as well, we offer this blessing. We say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community. And so it is. You know what I forgot?
What'd you forget?
June 1st.
Yeah, what's happening on June 1st?
That means it's the first month of the
For birthdays.
For birthdays. That's
And
right.
recovery
And-
celebrations.
And anniversaries.
Yeah.
So anybody has a
And
June
anniversaries.
birthday, would you willing to raise your hand? Got a June birthday,
Oh.
June birthday here. Any other June birthday? Is it, Jean, was that a hand or was that a half hand? No. It's a hand of empathy. Anybody have anniversaries in June? Yeah. How many years? 28.
Woo.
That's great. We also celebrate sobriety anniversaries. We don't ask you to raise your hand on that because that's anonymous, but we know that's a path of deep commitment. We appreciate that. So thank you. So we're just going to raise our hands and we'll just say, we bless you today. How about that one? We bless you today. So we did. Oh, you're going to, not all of it, just
And we celebrate your birthdays and anniversaries and
There you go.
recovery
There you go.
anniversaries
There you
and
go.
all that you have to celebrate today in gratitude of being
Yeah.
you and here and alive.
It was a hard to time. It was a service that was hard to time because of all the extra recordings, so we're running a little over. So that's why I was wanting to just move on.
Oh, okay. You want me to get off the stage? Is that it?
No, we got it's the last 8 song.
Oh, okay.
How about we all stand
Last
for our
song.
community affirmation, though? Oh, practitioners, if they could come forward. You told me that, and I forgot. In
Our
1 minute.
practitioners are pleased to pray with you today. Please stay after the service and everyone go out for coffee so that if someone would like a prayer, that they can have so.
Yep, absolutely. So now, community affirmation. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I'm led by Spirit.
I am led by Spirit.
I'm guided by wisdom.
I am guided by wisdom.
I'm protected by love.
I am protected by love.
I'm here to be a blessing.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am so grateful.
I am so grateful.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And now our closing song.
Be peace. I am a stand for peace.
There be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making